and just see if it picks it up. It should pick us up, I'm assuming so.
My lord, to boy, our beautiful game is disappearing right in front of my screen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think I'll join at Leeds now.
Imagine going to West Ham. See it.
Thing is, it's easy to say you join Leeds, but then even I know, as much as I know it's the right thing to do, when you watch it, it's like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like it's picking us up nicely, I'm not gonna lie. You go open it up and go take a look.
Okay, lovely.
And then I'll switch it over to public if we're happy.
Okay, why am I frozen? Me and Malota are frozen on my side.
Okay. It's weird.
Like in the live stream.
I can see you guys moving.
I can't see us moving. Malota,
Wait, yeah, I'm looking at the OBS, sorry.
I can
So,
see.
just give it a sec, because the OBS is definitely moving.
Since I came on. Wait, is Clayton's camera on?
No, it's only on for the stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna refresh the. Okay, now the crop is weird.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to fix that. There we go. That's what the crop's supposed to be. I just fixed it. I don't know how I got it wrong, but there you go. Crop's back.
I mainly want just for the chat.
Yeah, I know. As long as this is working.
Hello, let me do something mad.
Yeah, I see you moving on my OBS, so it should be picked up. Just give it a minute, obviously.
See if it's refreshed. Yeah,
Okay.
movement
Yeah, I
is
just saw you
definitely
move.
refreshed. Oh! 6.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you do.
See those moves. More sauce than Marcus Rashford.
Exactly.
Oh, what? Then Marcus Rashford?
More sauce than Marcus Rashford.
No. Rashford is sauce.
Disrespect. Okay, so you're good to just go then?
Not those skills though.
Send me link. Oh wait, actually don't send me link. That's the link we're gonna
Finish
use.
that Burnley defender.
Dude, but those days are gone now. Wait, let me just. So this is the link we're gonna use, right?
I don't know if it'll change or not.
I don't think it will change because every time.
From unless it's about the guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it will change.
Okay. But yeah, so happy for me to change it? Good to go, boss?
Yeah, I guess so.
Imagine, Rosa, where are your
So-
headphones? And how are you hearing us? I just realized. I've been so busy.
Nah, I wanted I wanted to still be connected to the internet, so I needed my keyboard, which I usually disconnect. So I sacrificed my headphones.
As long as you can
So
hear
how
us.
are you hearing
There's no
us?
feedback. Yeah.
No, through the iMac.
There's no feedback. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, there's no echo, so like clearly.
Yeah, we take those. Take those thoughts.
Okay, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, but there is an echo, so don't worry.
There isn't.
So yeah, there
Imagine,
isn't.
we're live and we just hear a lot of echo.
Wait, are we actually live?
No, not yet.
Okay,
I'll wait till you're happy to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you when we can go.
Yeah. Then we'll switch it up. This is our normal placement, right, Johnny? You're top left, Moto right, I'm at the bottom right. This is
Well,
normal.
I usually put myself top left, but I usually come in top right. Yeah. Just switch scenes to see if it's okay. Actually.
Well, the scene switch isn't going to work because Malota's here. If
okay, Maloto, just leave for like 10 seconds and let's see.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it. Okay, you see it? It's going to break for a second and then it's going to switch to the zoom out.
As long as the scene is fine. That's all.
Yeah, as soon as it dies, you'll see. And there you go.
Okay, it died.
And then I'm going to switch in a second.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you tell him come back?
Message on Discord. Bitcha, there we go.
You live, do come join us.
Exactly, yeah. I'd love to post to my phone right now as well.
Speak about the end of.
We good. Did you click the link and see? You see the beauty?
Yeah, I see.
No, I was looking to Malota if you saw the beauty of us switching scenes.
What's going on?
Oh, I thought you were watching the stream. There's 3 concurrent viewers, so who's watching? It's literally
I might have sent the link
already. Okay.
Where's the
so
link?
can I go public?
The link is in the Discord chat.
It's in Discord.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure OBS is still receiving, so I have my OBS up the inside. Okay, can I switch? We good to go public?
Yes, so yeah.
Go. Let me switch this thing. Let me just move. Who wants to come?
Some of the
Let's
intro
go.
while I'm forwarding it.
Okay, and I think we are live to the public. So, hello and welcome to the RDA. I'm joined by everyone today, and we are just going to tackle this whole thing about the European Super League. We're just going to be talking about it for the next however long, and I hope you guys are going to join us and interact along the way, and we're just going to talk about everything concerning it. So, yeah. How are you guys feeling with the news? Let's start with that. That's the best
Hey,
thing to start with.
boys, I'll be honest with you. I went to sleep early last night before obviously the news came out. I said that obviously okay, maybe we should do a show tomorrow. In fact, because it looks like it's some breaking news. And then obviously I woke up to this, and I just don't know what to feel. To be honest with you, because I'm lost for words. That club behind me, which I will take the flag down in just a second, it's not the club I recognize anymore. There's no regard for the fan base.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about us. It's just the reality situation, and it's not just Manchester United. It's obviously the likes of Liverpool, Spurs, the other big clubs. But I applaud people like Gary Neville and Herrera, people like the German teams in Bundesliga, Dortmund. I applaud all of them because it's the stand that I think is right. And obviously everything is very unplanned at the moment, so I'm in a bit of shock. I will be on Twitter a lot, to give us any updates. But yeah, personally, I am shocked. I am shocked. My heart is broken because it's like even if everything had to go to normal, things will never be the same. I said it. I said even if we're forced to stay in the Premier League, forced to stay in the Champions League, we can't look at our club in the same way that we always did. So yeah, I'm very confused and I feel very weird.
Yeah. And just to go to the live chat for a second, we actually have Wade Wilson coming in and saying it's been a hectic past 24 hours. It hasn't even been
Yes.
24 hours yet. It's barely been 12 at this point, and still just going down every minute. And Marcus is football is dead. We all knew that. It's just late. I was about
Yes,
to go to
very
bed
true.
at midnight when I went to the rabbit hole of the news. I didn't sleep the whole night. Smoked 2 packs just to calm down. That's a night and a half, Wade. But yeah. And people call us hysterical for being Glazers out, and yeah, it's very understandable. Our Marcus, more than understandable.
Exactly. But yeah, Maloto, obviously, we haven't heard from you because you've actually been studying. So yeah, what do you have to say about everything that's going down?
Mixed emotions, just like I don't know how to feel. On a certain level, it's just hilarious how this is actually happening. What I find hilarious as well is that now all of a sudden the media is like, oh, these owners don't care about football. And I'm like, we've been telling you, we've been singing the song. These people don't care. These people are just businessmen. They're in it for money. And you didn't take us seriously. We thought we were whining. Now that you feel the pain, it's a problem. So I'm not looking for a good side to this. There is no good side, of course, but it's just shocking. And I feel like this is what happens when you base football on a capitalist system. I feel like there's no sense of sportsmanship. These people are businessmen. All they care about is money, and it's never going to be enough. And I feel like it was always going to go down this route once you invited the businessmen to own clubs. And I commend the German clubs for not being like that, because I know their structure is very fan centric, and it's never going to be enough for businessmen. They don't care about the club. Like, I think the biggest traders here are people like Florentino Perez, maybe John Laporte, because they have been connected to this club, and they know the history of the club. You'd expect them to defend football.
Yeah.
But people like Joe Glazer, those type of people, I'm not surprised by them doing this, because at the end of the day, the bottom line for them is money. They're already millionaires, billionaires, and they just want more money because there's been COVID now, and there's been a little scare of finances not being the same, and they can't stand that. They might sing it's all about the football, it's not, and I feel like that's the consequence of inviting businessmen into football.
Yeah.
That's it at this point. It's completely just valuing football commercially versus just the fans' game. That's long past that, and now they're just making so much money off of our torment at this point. And
I mean,
it's not
even the sacking of Mourinho today, people could say that obviously it was Fabrizio came out and said that it's not based on anything to do with the Super League. But isn't it weird? Don't you guys find it weird how after the Super League gets announced, Mourinho's in a final? Who sacks Mourinho before a final? You know, you think why would it make any sense? It's not like you need top four anymore. It's not like you need to win a trophy. You're gonna be in the Super League. So why would you sack Jose Mourinho at this time? You know, I do feel like the club might be hiding some certain things, you know, away from us about the whole Mourinho thing. And I hope we can only hope. I hope Mourinho did say something about the Super League because I would expect him to.
Yeah, I think we would all hope so. And as much as Mourinho deserved the sack, it's very much a case of this is way too coincidental for it to be just straight up. This had to be intended with the plans of the European Super League in mind that they wanted Mourinho out. Whether it was because he wasn't going to speak for it or whether they wanted to do well in it, you know, it had to do with it. Mourinho sacking had to go hand in hand with that.
I don't know. I feel like it's Monday today, right? I feel like
Yeah.
after them drawing to Everton the weekend, Monday at the beginning of the Sunday at the beginning of the week technically, but then after the football weekends on Sunday,
Yeah.
Monday a new week. I think it's the appropriate time to really sack a manager. I don't know if that makes sense. So I feel like they're just maybe after the new manager bounce. But I know Mourinho gets a lot of criticism, but from what I heard him say here and there, he's a person who really okay. What manager doesn't care about football? But then I just don't think he would stand for this.
Yeah.
I think anyway Mourinho would revolt to this. I think most managers will revolt to this. So I'm interested to see what they say. I mean, we saw Ole. He looked like he was in a corner. He clearly looked like I don't know what's going on here, and I don't want to comment. It was a very difficult situation, knowing how Ole usually deals with the press at United anyway. Like he's not the type of manager to say something that's outlandish that the club won't follow because I guess fear of not being backed by the club. I can expect that from a club, maybe a Pep, but we saw Ole was put in a corner, and I feel like most managers will be put in such a corner if this thing does persist. And I'm just interested to see what they say, how they feel about this, because we need them to act. We need players to act, because if they don't, then that's going to tarnish everything we've built over so many years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the football is not going to be about the little guy anymore. What of Burnley? What of Brighton? So it's shocking.
I was just trying to read chat because actually in my classes now, so, you know, I know people are not used to with me classes, but I need to read stuff now. And then Wade says, from what I heard, he didn't let players train as a protest from the Super League. I heard that as well. He stopped them from going onto the pitch to train. Then I heard that as well, but obviously Fabrizio, being Fabrizio, he said that it's got nothing to do with that. But I do feel like I should play a bit of devil's advocate because it's just weird timing. For me especially, it's just weird timing. You know, you're in a final. There really isn't a point, you know, to make Champions League, especially if you're going to join the Super League. So the Mourinho thing is weird. We're just going to have to see what other managers says. Well, no manager has spoken out really, I think, except Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney said, you know, obviously to the fans it won't be good, but he doesn't know the full information. So let's just see what Super League proposes.
Yeah, if there's any manager who do this, it will be Jose Mourinho. Like if there's any manager who take a stand and not care what they're going to say, it's going to be Mourinho. But if Levy was so willing to fire him over him not training, it just shows me how committed he is to the Super League thing, which is freaking scary.
Yeah, that's true as well. I think all these owners are just in it right now for the money, and it's just screw the fans right now. So the big thing that I heard about this was that the ESL was essentially going to be used as a ploy to make the Champions League a lot more profitable and just fix the issues with the Champions League. That's what I initially heard, but as soon as they stepped down from the European unions, it just felt like this is really happening. It felt like it stopped being that ploy to get what they want out of it. It stopped and it became something very serious now. And it looks like it's going to have serious repercussions for all worlds of football. So I think that's what I want to talk about next is what do you guys feel like is going to happen to the world of football now because of this?
Same thing that's in the title. He's dead. He's dead because personally, I know, you know, there will definitely be United fans and fans of the other clubs where it's like, you know, I'm gonna watch the Super League. I like the idea of the Super League, you know, all the big teams, whatever. But personally, I can't, you know. I love the Premier League. I love the UEFA Champions League the most. I do like the FA Cups. I like the ideas of Leeds beating us, the teams like Wolves beating us. Seeing
Yeah.
teams like Norwich get promoted, even Bath City in like Blue Square Conference League getting promoted. I like seeing all of that. So for me personally, I wouldn't watch the Super League. It would hurt a lot. I mean, it's the club I've spent my whole life supporting. I haven't missed a game in 8 years, but I wouldn't watch the Super League. I wouldn't watch football because again, I don't like how it's run. I don't like how the system is. I don't like how they're approaching it. I want things to remain the way they are. So that's just where I stand. And I think this the sport that we all like the most is going to change drastically. And some people will stick with it, some people won't. But in the end, if things don't go back to normality, it's either gonna go back and be built up again, or it's just gonna collapse and football will be dead.
Yeah. Like, I don't see the space for the Champions League because they say it's a midweek competition, isn't it?
Yep.
So I don't see where the Champions League fits in, really. And even this thing of them playing alongside the league, I don't know how.
But right now, just to interrupt, everybody has said that they're going to be banned from all domestic competitions and international competitions.
Yeah,
So
true, but
they're
then,
out of Champions League, they're out of Premier League, they're out of Serie A, they're out of La Liga. Everybody is foregoing everything for this right now. So it's
true,
becoming
but like
something, which
that
is
is
an
the
issue.
threat. But I'm saying from their plans, from the Super League
Yeah.
plan, isn't it that they're going to play the Champions League?
Yeah.
And play League midweek
I
and
think
play
so.
Champions and play on the weekend, which I feel like is them just trying to feel the water. Because when these plans came out originally, like I don't know when, it was that they're leaving the domestic side of the football and it's just Super League. And I think that's the direction they want to go in. And it's just so arrogant. Like, who do they think they are? Who do they think they are, not involving us fans in this and then trying to sell it as an entertainment thing?
Exactly.
Who are you entertaining? Are you not entertaining the fans?
Exactly.
So it's so arrogant. It's what the Glazers have been doing to us for many, many years. And now they want to come into cahoots and take it even a step further because they want more money. And there will be people who follow it, of course. And it is a difficult position, really. It is a very difficult position because, like, at the end of the day, we love football. So there will be people who put in a corner about whether to watch this or not. And there will be people who do, and there will be people who don't. But the bigger problem is the repercussions going to have on the minnows in football. Like, what's going to happen to the smaller clubs?
Yeah.
Like,
We'll
the only
delve into that
reason
now, I think.
the only reason the Premier League is popular is because there's Manchester United with its brand exposure, there's Chelsea, there's all those clubs. So there's no point in sponsors putting that much money into the Premier League when the viewers are down, when they're not profiting from it. Because at the end of the day, for everybody, it's all about money, it seems. And now, what the Premier League is now will turn into what La Liga is. What is La Liga going to turn into? So it's just shambles.
It's true.
Okay. And I was just going past the tweets I did like, but the Premier League Supporters Club statement. So this is basically United, Chelsea, Cities, Spurs, and Arsenal support the club's trust. So United's one says, to even contemplate walking away from that competition would be a betrayal of everything this club has ever stood for. That's the Manchester United Supporters Trust. The Chelsea one says, our supporters across the world experienced the ultimate betrayal. This is unforgivable. The City Supporters Trust says, the owners, irrespective of where they come from, seem to think football belongs to them. It doesn't. It belongs to us, the supporters, irrespective of which team we support. The Spurs Trust says, the current board is prepared to risk the club's reputation and its future in an opportunistic pursuit of greed. And Arsenal's Trust says, this represents death of everything that football is about. So the Football Trust clearly, there's an echo there, but they're clearly against it. And the majority of the fans are definitely against that. Okay, there's a big echo. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah,
I think it's Maloto.
Hmm.
But so what was I going to say?
Can you turn
I
it
was
just a
just-
little bit more? So it just stops the echo.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, the fans
Should
are.
I fix it?
Nah, it's gone now, I think. But
Yeah.
Okay.
right, maybe not. But anyways, yeah, the supporters aren't on board on this.
And would you like to address chat, or can I?
You can address chat.
Sure. So SK came out with a Get Up Times losers. If you guys didn't see that.
I see that.
So would you
he's
guys
he's
like
just
to-
taking the piss.
I know he is, but would you guys like
Just
to comment
anyone
on
in
this?
chat,
Wait,
don't
what
take him seriously. I know this guy. He's taking the piss. He's salty because his manager got fired today. So,
What did he say?
he
Get with the
said,
times.
"Get with the
Reese.
time."
And Marcus goes ban. Someone
Not
ban
bad,
SK?
SK.
And then Wade went out with, I think, how all of us are feeling at this point in time. If I'm being asked to support something centered around greed and money instead of passion and fun, I'd rather stop with sport altogether. And I think that's the position most of us are in right now. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like, what is football without its history? Really?
Exactly.
And what do we banter over? I've won more Champions Leagues than you. I've won this. I've won that. Who are
Exactly.
you?
It
We
means
are the
jack
kings of
shit
North
now.
London. Now that's there's going to be none of that.
No.
So like we're saying, it's basically before you came on, it's basically not Manchester United anymore.
It's
not
not.
Liverpool. So
Exactly. It's that history we've gone out of our way to build, and it's just turned into nothing. So, and then Ty says, I hope that the ESL wakes up certain fans to the fact that some clubs have been pushing the romantic nature of football as a brand rather than being genuine. And yeah, that sums up pretty well as well. It's just they're pushing greed over everything else in the game. This beautiful game that we've all come to love, that we spend hours upon hours upon hours watching, sitting through, when it's good, when it's bad, still supporting, still cheering. And they've just gone and said, screw all that, screw all the history. We're going to revolutionize this, and we are going to take all the money. Thank you. Goodbye.
Like, what scares me is that they wouldn't really do this if they didn't feel confident they could get over the line.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be resigning from these associations. I doubt they'll be like, let's just feel the water and see what happens. They clearly feel like because they have so much money, they can get this over the line.
You want to know what they said? You want to know how confident they are? They straight up
Yeah.
said, if players are banned from international things, we'll just make our own World Cup. They straight up said that. The president.
Who said that?
The president of the ESL. I think it's Barca's president or Real's president, whoever it is.
Real's president.
Yeah,
it's
one or the
Real's
other.
president. Yeah.
He just straight up players banned from international teams. Don't worry, we'll do it ourselves. That is such a joke. It is such a joke.
It's scary because this is the guy who Real Madrid have won countless of Champions Leagues at.
Exactly.
Like, if anyone should get it, it should be him.
Exactly.
But then he's just sold us out because Real Madrid are in a bad financial situation. So yeah, they can't be him. It's sportsmanship. Like, they can't go through a bad time like every other club. They can't build it the same way. They need to be at the top always. It's greed.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
And then Mark said, let's get the 12 richest teams together in one league where they can't be relegated to progress the sport. Because that makes a lot of sense, everyone.
Imagine.
They try. It's like they try to abuse these big fan bases, But then if they lose their fan base, it's done. And the crazy thing is that I don't know if you guys seen, but the tweet said that an unknown board member from one of the big 6 English clubs came out and said that what we want now is to increase the revenue, and we'll worry about spreading the sport after that. So that just says everything, about everything.
Exactly. And yeah, a World Series, yeah, exactly, Marcus. It's just a joke. It's as simple as that. And Perez saying that about World Football Club just shows the ignorance of these presidents even more from Wade. That sums up very well as well. And I don't know what's going on with Malta now. I'm assuming something's going on. Sorry for him disappearing. London Blues versus Manchester Reds in Singapore. What a joke. And what was that report about them not even wanting to play in England anymore? Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know if it's true, but supposedly that, if there's going to be home games in the Super League, it might not even, like if it's Manchester United, it might not even be at Old Trafford in England. They might just go to Singapore and New York and play a home game there.
It's disgusting. It's turning everything, our proud heritage, into just a franchise, just so they can make profits. It's disgusting what they're doing. And Malta's somewhat back. I don't know what's happening with this.
I don't know. But anyways, 2 players have spoken out. One being a fellow ex-Manchester United player, naming Ander Herrera. I always loved Ander Herrera. I always did love Ander Herrera. But Ander Herrera says, I fell in love with popular football, with the football of the fans, with the dream of seeing the team of my heart compete against the greatest. If this European Super League advances, those dreams are over. The illusions of the fans to the teams that are not the giants of being able to win on the field, competing in the best competitions will end. I love football, and I cannot remain silent about this. I believe in an improved Champions League, but not in the rich stealing what the people created, which is nothing other than the most beautiful sport on the planet.
Yeah.
So that's why I love Ender Herrera. He's one of the only few people. I think him and Ozil. I'll get the quote from
Yes.
Ozil as well. Let's see what Ozil
And
said.
Mark is just taking the piss with the namings here. It's amazing. London Blues versus Manchester Reds in Singapore. Barca Bulls versus Real Warriors. Atletico Eagles versus Manchester Blues, aka the Citizens.
Exactly.
They'll just
Well,
use the
Ozil,
pairs names, fam. XD. Exactly.
exactly.
That's
Ozil
exactly.
says kids grow up dreaming to win the World Cup and the Champions League, not any Super League. The enjoyment of big games is that they only happen once or twice a year, not every week. Really hard to understand for the football fans out there with a breaking heart emoji.
Exactly.
So Ozil and Ender Herrera are the only two people I know at the moment, only two footballers that I know at the moment that have said anything. Other than that, we'll have to see what everyone else says, because I know Gary Neville has spoken.
Yeah.
Lots of people tagging Marcus Rashford to try to do something. It's a bit of a stretch, but anything to save what's going on.
Yeah, I'm very much just hoping that a big player comes out and just says we're done with this. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping.
Gary
Apparently,
Neville
Tony Cruz
saying,
saying something, but when I looked at his Twitter, I couldn't find anything. So
I
if
also
you
couldn't
could
find anything.
send a link, because I heard that as well, but I didn't see him
The
actually.
last thing I see on Tony Cruz is most chances created in La Liga.
Yeah, exactly. It's I heard. I
But
think
I
it was
heard
on
that
the
as well.
United stand. Yeah, that Tony Cruz said something, but I looked at his Twitter. He said nothing from what I can see. If you can send a link, that would be much appreciated,
Well,
Marcus. If you can
suppose
find it. Yeah.
Tuchel said something. Tuchel says he knew yesterday about the European Super League and he's yet to play in the toughest competitions. That's why he's here. There you have it. Gary Neville says, join us tonight to watch Leeds versus Greeds.
Yep.
Because obviously Liverpool and Leeds are playing tonight.
Is that game even going to go ahead? Because right now, I don't think it will.
At the moment, I think it will go ahead, but
I don't know how it can.
It happens. Like I said, we're getting news as it comes.
Yeah, we are getting news as it comes. I think that's the perfect way for us to go live right now. The thing that really bugs me is that teams that drew their fans through romanticism and beauty of the game, i.e. Atletico, are part of this plastic league. Exactly, Ty. That's exactly it. You can't look at United and go, we just fell in love with this club because of the 99 treble or something, because that was a beautiful moment in football that it just doesn't happen all the time, and it's like special, and we'll also alive again.
Urgence. My camera gave out. I had to switch.
And then, yeah, we're just stuck now going, we're just playing for this plastic cup that has the weirdest format I've ever heard of in my life. Can you guys tell that Americans run this sport? It's an absolute joke, the system. Have you guys heard the system?
Did he say Tuchel's backing it, or did I miss it?
He's technically backing it, but I think it's just because he wants to keep his job. Yeah.
He wants to remember these guys will lose their jobs, and I would applaud them to do it. I mean, it's easy to say from my position. Yeah. I applaud Ollie, like for example, Ollie saying this is the disgrace. This is not what Manchester United's about. It's not the club I played for. It's not the club I love. I therefore resign as Manchester United manager. But then again, you're leaving a man who's going to be unemployed.
Yeah,
so I understand him playing the part to keep the job at Manchester United, and they're playing the long game. But then this is football we're talking about, like for people who have been in the game for so long. Like I just expect more from them.
I really
honestly do.
But again, it's the people that value greed over their morals right now. Those are the people that we're going to see not speaking up. Those are the people that we're going to see backing this all the way. And I think it's just going to show a lot of players' true colors. And I think it's going to change our opinion about a lot of players as well. Because if we...
But I do get it.
Yeah. I get where they're coming from, but it's lying in their pockets. It's completely just lying in their pockets. Because right now, if, say, majority of this United squad stands up and goes, we're not doing this, this thing falls apart face first immediately. Because one club revolts. One club's players revolt. It's done.
And that might have the power.
Marcus and I were speaking about it. Could you imagine if Messi and Ronaldo said we're done?
Yeah, exactly. If Messi and Ronaldo went, this is unacceptable standards for football. This is not happening. We are not taking part in this.
If there's any two players who don't need the money, is Messi and Ronaldo.
No professional football player in these 12 teams need money. None of them need money. They get paid more than handsomely enough, and they're still going to get double in their pay rise because of doing this. And I think that's just unacceptable. And I would very much rather see them go, we're done with this, we're going to go join a low league Premier League team, we're going to just halve our salary, and we're just going to carry on playing football because we love it. As much as I'm just living in a dream world feeling that, but that's what I want to happen.
We've seen Herrera talk because his club is not involved, so I guess he has the leeway to say something.
Yeah.
But I do agree that the players do have the power, but it would need some other coordination between them.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you say Fred and
right now,
McTominay just go, yeah, we're fine with this, let's go. And then you just have Bruno and Rashford revolting, you know, it's a difficult situation. You need to be a united front here, and I think that's why all the fans are coming together right now, because you know we need this united front.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Marcus Rashford and you look around and you want to play in the big leagues, and all the big teams are involved in this thing, you know, that can paralyze you. You can feel like, oh, what do I do? You know, so I can imagine that players are hurt as well, but then they're just in a difficult position right now.
Yeah.
That question, Ty, it's the most. So are you guys just going to help because United don't exist anymore? Well, we don't know. To be honest, like that's the big. I want to say it's the main problem, but it's like imagine if United do all of this and we don't support them. It's like what almost we do. I don't want to just sit and because we give a lot of our hours to this. So I don't want to just sit and watch United play Barca every freaking week and then not win anything, and it's just the morals itself is wrong. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make a plan depending on what happens in the long term for United here. Because if this does somehow get overturned, because again, we are getting the government involved. Boris Johnson is opposing this.
Boris Johnson
it's going to Parliament.
Government will work with the football authorities to stop the European Super League from going ahead as it has been proposed. In my head, ideally, what could happen is that they keep the European Super League as it is, and that will become like the Champions League, I'm guessing, and they still get to play in the Premier League. And
as it stands right now, UEFA and FIFA have said no, they're not allowed to. As it stands right now.
So the rule is they're not allowed to.
I'm hoping they say, screw them, go do your own thing. We don't want you. I'm hoping. But it's pushing again.
It's not working either, because I feel like the big teams are then going to treat the Premier League like a second-tier competition. You know, we're going to see the Brendan Williams of this world playing in the Premier League, and that's just not going to work. I feel like maybe at the start it might not be like that, but I feel like as the importance of the Super League grows, because all the viewers are there and all the money is coming from there, the other competitions are gonna seem, I guess, irrelevant to the big teams.
Yeah,
like they do with like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup.
Because I think Mark Goldbridge on the United sums this up very well. It's United becoming a franchise league, and we're going to have like 30 players in the squad, and we're going to see majority of them play midweek, and then we're going to see like the lesser of those players play in the Premier League, and we're just going to scrape through the Premier League, and we're not going to give a shit, because that's not where the money's at, that's not where our heart's at, even though that's where it should be. So I think that's a big issue as well. It looks like we're just not going to give a shit about anything else if the European Super League does go through.
Maybe if they design a model that's a bit more fair, none of this.
Yeah, this is completely elitist. It's completely.
They'll get relegated.
Exactly. There needs to be a relegation cycle. If I saw a relegation cycle in this, I would be a lot more confident in this.
Yeah, because like the teams in that Super League, no disrespect. Well, actually, full disrespect.
Yeah, full disrespect. Let's go.
Full disrespect, but Tottenham and Arsenal and City have never won a Champions League in their lives, and they are supposedly part of the elite clubs they can play in the Super League. I mean, come, Arsenal are chilling 11th, and they're invited to play in the Super League.
Yeah, exactly. It's a joke about who has been let in.
Like,
and I think Wade said that well as well in the comments. Sorry, Mo, so let me just interrupt you again.
I'm sorry for cutting you.
Yeah, I love that West Ham being in the top 4 right now is a prime example of how bad this could be. Imagine playing better than half of the supposed Big Six and not gaining anything from it.
Though, that's what I mean. Like, imagine West Ham actually being a bigger club than Arsenal this season, and they get nothing, but Arsenal are still in this.
Exactly, it's a joke.
They won't say it, but it's not the biggest clubs in terms of history. It's the biggest brands.
Yeah, it's the biggest brands. 100% the biggest brands right now, and it's completely elitist, and it's not okay. And I think Ty brought this up again, and I want to know your guys' opinions, and we can just delve into this a little bit. But if the other news that they want to do this, will you guys still look at United the same way and want to support them?
But I did answer this like
Yeah.
at the very start of the live stream. But I said that even if everything, let's just say, disappeared and everything went back to normality and Premier League
Yeah.
stays, Champions League stays, there's no Super League, basically. Everything runs the same way it is. I did say that. Listen, it's what we wanted, but I will never look at Manchester United in the same way as long as the ownership and the people who made those decisions are still at the club. I don't want to hate Manchester United, the name, the club I fell in love with. And I have said in previous shows that I feel like that club that I loved and supported growing up has died over the last few seasons just because of the football, the way we run, the way we do things. I feel like it's a lot different to the Manchester United I grew up supporting. So there is no chance I'll ever look at Manchester United in the same light again. I mean, they've disappointed us for like 7 seasons, but this now is an all-time low for United. And I think other clubs probably feel the same way. I mean, could you imagine how Liverpool fans feel now at this point?
Look, I get that if they did betray us, but I feel like if this thing didn't go through because people spoke out, I feel like the real Manchester United would have won, you know? Like what the club is about would have won. And that would be the reason we're still in the Premier League, still playing the Champions League, and not playing the Super League. So I would respect that side of it. And yes, our club is a bit broken because we have owners who don't really care about us. But the fact that football won, the idea of the passion of football won and kept things the same, I would still support the club for that. But if they left, I can't say the same thing because I can't say that would be Manchester United. I feel like that's Laser FC. They might as well just call it Laser FC.
Yeah.
Make it official.
I think the best way to look at it is just quite literally, if football wins, Manchester United lost. That means Manchester United is on the other side of the fight, and I think that's where they are in my mind. I don't think I could ever support United the same way after all this news. I think I will support the players. I think I'll be able to love the players still, respect them for being at the club still. But I think all this history and pride and glory that's gone into this club means absolutely nothing. Because right now they aren't fighting for football, they're fighting for their greed. And that's United as a club. So I may support the players on the field still, but I probably wouldn't be caught dead watching an ESL game. I'll tell you that for free. And a big thing that I have to say, because I see you there, Frosty, in the thing, saying Super League is going to be class. It's not. It really isn't. Because the stellarness of Juve versus City on Thursday nights.
It'll become too much at the point.
It'll literally become nothing.
Like, I'm sick of it. Like, why
once you have an established league, it's going to be exactly the same as Sheffield versus Burnley at a stage. It's going to be exactly the same levels. If you see Porto versus Arsenal, you are not going to watch that game. That's 100% the thing. And then it loses the entire flair of what those games used to mean in European competition. Those games meant something because you had to earn your right to get to that.
And you only watch twice to see if you like.
Now it's just a money league. It's just a money league. 100%. It's just a money league. It's down the toilet. It's not acceptable anymore.
Oh my Twitter refreshed.
Oh, did you just lose a tweet? That's great timing.
Yeah, I did.
Let me go grab this thing quick on the side here.
Official UEFA president, I'm not going to say his name, says players taking part in the Super League will be banned from the FIFA World Cup and UEFA European Championship, but it's nothing really new. It's just official now. Breaking all founding clubs have signed a 23-year agreement with the Super League.
Yeah, I guess the hope is more on the government, really. I don't know how they can do it.
That's the problem. Like, if the contract's already signed,
because I don't see what.
Do you know what?
I really don't see what threatening the players are going to do. Really. Like, what power does Marcus Rashford alone have, really?
I think nothing now.
They can coordinate their efforts, sure. I think they have all the power, but what power does Marcus Rashford alone have to stop this? You know?
Oh yeah, the Super League have held early discussion with broadcasters seeking to secure deals with the likes of. Then this way it becomes a bit Americanized. Amazon, Facebook, Disney, and Sky.
That's all for the money.
Annual revenues worth $4 billion, roughly double the amount of the Champions League fans.
This club is dead. This club is dead. The champions of Europe. I'm holding up a poster if you guys check out the stream. Obviously, you
I
can't
see.
see anything. But
I see
yeah,
that.
this is dead. This club is dead. It's gone.
And it's my favorite trophy.
Exactly. That's most people's favorite trophy. I don't think you can look at a person dead in the eyes and say the Champions League isn't your favorite trophy in football. I don't think many people can hand on heart say that. But now they're going to be
I would
able
even
to Super
call it
League.
Manchester United. It's not. It's not really. For me,
It's
Manchester United, I don't mean to
Manchester
be that. Manchester United lives in my heart, and it's the history of the club. But this will be something else. This will be something else.
But listen, that's it.
Yeah,
You just-
again, they've just completely Americanized the sport. And again, it goes back to the format, which is an absolute joke. Have you guys looked at the format, by the way?
the Super League.
Yeah, the Super League format.
The Super
It's
League format.
completely Americanized. So what they're doing is they're taking 20 teams in total. Obviously, the 15 founding teams are still being sorted out today. And we'll probably get more news on that now later. And then there's going to be 5 teams that are going to have some kind of qualifying tournament. I don't know how that's going to work. And then they're just going to split 10 teams in one league, 10 teams in another league. And then the top something in the league, like top 4 in each league, will go into a bracket to face each other to actually be crowned the winner. It's the most Americanized way to do it I've ever seen in my life. The league means absolutely nothing in there. You just have to place in the top 4 or something. Then you qualify to go into the play-in tournaments, whatever the hell
And
they're
that's
called.
it's very Americanized. That's how football
super
works
American,
there.
yeah.
We take rugby there.
Yeah.
That's how basketball works there.
And people are speculating that it's going to be drafts and stuff now, because I don't know how transfers are going to work anymore. Because UEFA and FIFA sanction transfers, and now if they're not a part of UEFA and FIFA, how is that going to work?
Well,
I don't know how it's going to work.
I guess if you're part of that club,
They think they have enough money to regulate their own shit.
They clearly
I don't
do.
know how.
But there's also clubs that like Tottenham and Arsenal who took out loans from UEFA and FIFA and stuff. What's going to happen there? Are the clubs going to go under because of that? What's happening then? Are they going to claim their debt?
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
Well, I heard they're getting 3.5 billion each
exactly.
to get it started. So
that's also
maybe that's what it's going to work.
That's true. That's true as well. They're getting that massive influx in cash straight away, so that's good to do it.
A lot of the young accounts, UTDU.
Oh no, Ty! I hope we don't get that. We're gonna go get those ads from the commentators. This free kick sponsored by Snickers.
Well, they probably would, but I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it. So.
Oh, it's such a joke.
Yeah,
I wouldn't watch it. I'm not touching it.
$400 million per year. NBA $3 billion per year. NFL $8 billion per year. That's probably the main reason why they're doing it. Which exactly. It is. We all know it's 100% for the money. Mark Goldberg says, on a serious note, I feel depressed. I feel really low. Not only have these greedy prats ruined football and Man United, they've inflicted stress and depression on millions. If you're feeling low, you're not alone.
Exactly. It is like the Nations League. It's exactly like the Nations League was created. It was the same people, I'm pretty sure, as well, that wanted the Nations League that want this now. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was the same people that proposed it.
And supposedly now, Podence put a picture on Instagram saying the ball, the song, the dream.
Yeah.
And Bruno Fernandes has reposted it on his Instagram story saying dreams can't be bought. Arms can't be bought, but so they were
I like that. I like that.
If someone's gonna do it's gonna be Bruno.
Players' salaries are gonna just like double, triple SK. It's gonna be ridiculous. You know how we complain about De Gea earning 300k a week, Rasher on like 150 or something? Don't worry, they're gonna be on 500k plus each at this point. That's gonna be an absolute joke of how much they're gonna earn with that much investment. It's going to be an absolute joke.
Also, retweeting Uzzle stuff. He's liking Sky Sports stuff. So he's also
100%. Yeah.
I guess we'll see what matters to people. We'll see how much these players really rate for love for. We'll see that, I guess. People are gonna have to stand up.
And I hope they will.
That's what people saying in chat. It's the NFL way. We're going to get those heads. Okay, that's what we said. Lingard for the Ballon d'Or. I agree with that. This replays both 3.5 billion each. How much a player is going to earn now?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Ethan says they're going to market it like the Super Bowl 100%. This play of the game sponsored by Disney, broadcasted live by ESPN, the correspondent with Rolex.
That's going to sum it up pretty well. Maguire's going to be the best defender in Europe. It's going to be in a European elite. The memes are elite coming from this. That's the only thing I can say is a positive. The memes everywhere are fantastic. But this has ruined the game. It has completely ruined the game. And this greed and elitism is not okay.
So, like, what's going to happen with the rest of the European team? Is PSG going to get the
Everything
Champions
got
League
postponed for now as well, if you didn't know.
I think, yeah, everything is postponed
As
now,
it stands, everything's postponed. And
it was like a league.
there are words that they're saying.
A fake thing supposedly, but supposedly real Betis posted an updated La Liga table, but that turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
Basically, with whoever is behind Barca.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So it's Sevilla, I think.
Yep.
That's the future of football, you know? Leicester winning freaking ridiculous all the titles. Cannot really, actually. I think it'd be quite competitive.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. You're talk about McTominay.
Like, what-
Nene is elite now, boys. Just remember that.
Is there any
Mohamed
specific
Elneny
reason
is
they
elite.
announced it now and didn't wait till the end of the season? Because
Again, like I said at the beginning, I think this was they wanted better incentives from UEFA and everything, and they were going to use this as a ploy to kind of get their way. And now they've just straight up left everything. So I don't know. I really don't know where this thinking's coming from. Because like Spurs have a final in a few days' time. City again in a week time. We've got a semi-final that we need to attend. Like this is the worst possible time to do it because this throws the league in the trash. It throws all European competition on halt. And I very much hope we get points deductions and we get banned from European football. I hope everything like that happens to us.
Kind of seems like one of the clubs, a few of the clubs just said to the rest, "You're either with us or take a side."
Exactly.
I just laugh.
Exactly. It's possible for Chelsea, Real, and City to get kicked because of their involvement. And I want that to happen. Just give PSG the trophy. When PSG is the best of the moral compasses, you know something is wrong. That was my favorite tweet that I saw. It's when PSG is the moral compass. It's like when you found out Snape is the good guy in the Deathly Hallows. It's exactly that. It's how is that happening? It's a joke.
Wade says, I think it's always been blatantly obvious that club owners are there for the money, 100%. But for them to now just show it shamelessly and abuse the facts, it feels like a big punch to the fans. And we have no real say. The thing is, right, we could have a say, but I feel like too many people are not together with it. Too many people have dividing opinions. Like you see, some people would love the European Super League. Some people who live in New York, some people who live in Singapore, if they were to move games there, they would love that because they never get to see it. So I understand where some people do it, but I feel like, me as a guy who lives in South Africa, who's never ever been to Old Trafford in my life, who supports Manchester United.
At this rate, never will, because it won't be used again.
Never will, yeah. I mean, even I wouldn't want that to happen, though. I feel like morally it's incorrect, and I feel like it ruins the beautiful game that is football. And then SK, I laughed at this one. Poch fruiting his way to a UCL trophy is not by not trading. So that is hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Ali lost another semi-final. #Ali out.
And then Ethan says, according to one of the owners, they stated that they're there to make money and the fans and their feelings come second. Yeah, I see that. We spoke about that as well. They referred to an unknown board member of a top 6 English club.
Assuming the Glazer.
You pick your guess. I say the Glazers.
Yeah.
They refer to us as legacy fans and are only looking for new fans.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to change your name, Glazers Africa. Keep eating about. I agree. But yeah, then not only that, but supposedly, I know you guys know about it, but Ed Woodward has that fan meeting, with the board of fans. We don't know who's in that board, but supposedly they had that. Ed Woodward didn't come. He didn't show up on the meeting because the fans opposed it, and he didn't say anything about the European Super League to them. So he just basically lied to the fan base. And the company who I think is funding the UEFA Super League is Ed Woodward's old employees. So there you go.
JP Stanley, what was it?
JP something, yeah,
Yeah,
JP something.
JP something, I forgot now.
And BT released a statement. If everyone knows BT Sport broadcasters, I think in England. I don't know if they broadcast anywhere else. But BT statement on European Super League. BT recognizes the concerns raised by many football's leading voices and fans and believe the formation of a European Super League could have been a damaging effect to the long-term health of football in this country. As a sport broadcaster showing Premier League, UEFA Club football, and National League football, as well as being lead partner for all those home nation football teams, we strongly believe that football makes a significant positive contribution to people's lives at every level, and this needs to be protected.
That's exactly as
There
well.
you go.
I think a lot of Twitter that didn't quite be seen as much through this whole outrage is just the effect it's going to have on people in general. Because, again, people like us that are diehard fans that go out of their way to just make videos, go live, and do this will affect us in so many ways because this takes up so much of our time. This is something that gives us some joy in life. This is something that we can enjoy. And it's kind of been snatched away from us. And I can imagine some fans feel the same way. It's that heartache. It may as well be you ending a relationship. It's that kind of level. It's a 20-year-long relationship for all of us here. And it's just ending at this point as it seems right now. And a lot of us are rightly upset. And I think it's going to affect a lot of people negatively. And I do hope that people are going to be talking about it and try get their feelings hurt a little bit and just try and move forward with it because mental health is a real struggle with this, and I don't think
Could you imagine? I don't know if when I asked him, I said, "Could you imagine if we didn't have football in our lives? Like,
Exactly.
what would we do?" Like, I know, obviously, we do our gaming, you know, we have our other passions, but man, I've spent 8 years watching Manchester United. Never missed a game, no matter where I was in the world, no matter what was my situation. I never missed a game, and now that it's gone,
It's an escape for most of us, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm taking that away.
It's something special to all of us, and all of us have our reasons for it, and all of them are justified. And now it's just going to hurt a lot of people. I just want to backtrack a little bit, because I kind of just put two and two together in my head, and I think one of the main reasons they did it now is because fans aren't in the grounds yet, and fans are coming to the grounds soon. So I think they rushed it. Just because fans are coming to the ground in the coming
but then
weeks.
it's like, what do you really expect? Because when fans do come in the ground, and this has already been announced, like, you think fans will be different towards it? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But clearly, they would have planned this ridiculously.
Yeah, but like right now, Anfield's just being terrorized by fans right now, voicing their opinions.
Which I applaud.
I very much applaud the Liverpool supporters right now.
I put out a tweet saying I wish our fans would do the same. You know,
Liverpool supporters should feel this way more so than anyone else because they have the biggest European pedigree in the Premier League, and they should just be. They're for the people club. They are literally one of the biggest examples of a for the people club, and you're not going to find a better example than them. They deserve to say all this. They deserve better.
Who put out a tweet saying they spoke to the fans about this absolute bullshit. Every Liverpool social media is against this. I don't know if Liverpool tweeted anything other than. And also, I don't know if you knew, but basically all the English big clubs who are part of the Super League have put out a statement saying they're going to be and they're the founding members of the Super League, except for Manchester United.
Manchester United released it privately to the shareholders or some shit. It wasn't an official statement on their Twitter for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Not all the clubs posted it, did they? I didn't see Barca posted either. Or am I mistaken?
Don't follow Barca, but I can check pretty quick.
Yeah, good.
Which is a bit strange.
I'm assuming they did, just because I saw that
teams like Barca and Madrid, I fully expect them to be on board with this because
also the logo, you know, it was all there, like all prestigious, you know, founding members of the European Super League.
Barca have been tweeting quite a lot actually, but I don't think they've said anything yet.
And SK does bring up a valid.
Oh no, they have.
Mark just said I was about to say. So SK said clubs have survived through COVID without fans. I don't think they'll care about them anymore because we keep watching. So I am hoping that a lot of fans take this to heart and do kind of boycott them in a way. Because I know sure as hell I'm not going to watch a single ESL game. I don't care what the lowers. I'm not watching a single game.
Because I think us hardcore fans respect the history of it, but I don't think everybody's like that. I think these new age fans will keep watching, you know?
Yeah, and that's what they're
Because-
targeting.
That's
They're targeting
exactly
new
what
age
they're
fans.
targeting. They want
Like I said,
they
the
want to
legacy
Americanize
fans.
it. They want to bring the new modern fans into the
Imagine,
into the
we're
picture and be
20.
like,
We're
exactly.
legacy fans. now.
Technically, we are modern fans, but yeah, we are considered to be legacy
Exactly.
fans.
What is this? I don't understand how owners could see this as beneficial to the fans, and it has to be just a ploy for something. I don't know what this is. This is an absolute shit show, and it's
Imagine Liverpool
yeah.
playing in New York. Like, what's Liverpool without the Anfield crowd?
Exactly.
They literally are nothing. They can't even make Champions League without it. And now this game against Leeds means absolutely jack shit. Because they're trying to start it for next season, if you guys didn't know. They're trying to start it for next season. As soon as possible.
And supposedly they came out saying that they want the Super League to be involved, but like we said, but they still
Yeah.
want to be in the domestic leagues. I mean, come on.
Exactly. I don't know.
But now what's breaking now obviously is the Bruno thing. All the United fans, because United
Yeah.
fans, everyone is loving Bruno. Bruno Fernandes is the first to take a stand. Dreams can't be bought. Money should never become before the fans and the future of football.
Yeah. And I hope he takes more stands. I hope he issues a statement. I hope he says, I've bought myself out of the contract.
And then I don't know who this
just
is,
wish
but
he-
Mark Odin, I think that's how you say it. And then he says Seferin, I don't know who that is. He's absolutely ripping Woodward and Agnelli to pieces in his press conference, accusing
That's
the Super League of spitting in football lovers' face.
I'm glad. I'm
People
glad that's
also
happening.
people are backing Boris because obviously Boris has a big part to play. Hopefully.
Exactly.
For the first time ever, I think people have liked Boris Johnson.
If he saves English football, I think he's just going to stay as Prime Minister for a while now. Because that's a big thing in English culture, we all know
So here we
this.
go, Seferin. I cannot stress more strongly how everyone is united against this disgraceful self-serving proposals fueled by greed above all else. Players who will play in the teams that might play in the closed league will be banned from the World Cup and Euros.
Yeah. So that looks even more likely. But again, their response would just be, we're going to make our own. So it doesn't even look like the threats, they don't even care about the threats at this point. I don't know what they're going to do about the Premier League, Liga, and all of them just saying no. I don't know what they're going to do about that, but they very much are just going, we don't care, we'll just do it ourselves. We have the money, we have the facilities, we'll just make our own World Cup. Doesn't matter. But again, I don't know how that would even work. Because Euros is still going to go ahead. They're just not going to include any of the.
They won't
six
include
players,
but then it's like majority of the first team, so you'll get.
Admittedly, let's look at the England squad here and let's actually think about this for a second.
No, England will probably
Yeah,
still
England
have
will
a
be
general
fine.
good
I think
squad.
England will have a
be
fantastic
fine,
squad.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
they wouldn't
United
give one
reports saying
shit.
the owners of the clubs involved in the Super League are totally committed. The breakaway is being driven by the Glazers, Ed Woodward, and JP Morgan.
That makes sense. I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. But yeah, I don't think.
And then we need to hit this clubs where it hurts.
No,
Right
we do.
now, Man City is too punished. You shouldn't win the Premier League. United shouldn't finish second.
100%.
Kicked out of the Europa League, kicked out of the Champions League.
Relegate us,
You need to-
points minus, heavy fines, TV rights taken away, 9 yards, do the 9 yards.
Not
Make
just
an
fines.
example.
We love fines.
Yeah.
Fines do nothing. I mean,
No,
look
but
at
it's
the
a big
financial
fine.
fair
If you're just putting the $10,000 fine, it's like, oh, what's that going to do? I just got £3 billion. It means nothing to me. You
Exactly.
hit them.
So this is what the UEFA president Seferin said to Ed Woodward and Agnelli. He said, if I start with Ed Woodward, he called me last Thursday evening saying he's very satisfied with and fully supports the reforms. Plus, the only thing he wants to talk about was the financial fair play, when obviously he had already signed something else. So Woodward lied to other people.
Yeah.
He lied to the president of UEFA, basically. And then Agnelli is the biggest disappointment of all. I've never seen a person that would lie so many times, so persistently as he did. That's unbelievable. We did not know we had snakes so close to us. Now we know. That's exactly what the UEFA president has said.
And what is financial fair play in this new league? Like, will it even apply?
With 3 billion, dude.
I doubt
That's why people would like it, because
I doubt
Man United get 3 billion. That's Haaland, that's Jadon Sancho, that's Declan Rice, that's Fofana, that's Jack Grealish. We can have all of them now. Right now. We can have
That's so
all of
much
them.
more than that,
Or
though.
still,
Yeah.
still wanting $2 billion.
There's so many class players, and if there's no financial fair play, I don't know how it's going to work. I like I said at the
But
beginning,
I can
I don't know
imagine
how it's going to work with transfers.
I can imagine they won't be able to deal with clubs who are within the associations. So
Yeah.
I don't see Dortmund negotiating with Manchester United when
Exactly.
they are not. Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what clubs do. I'm hoping clubs take the stand and go, we're not doing business with you. I hope UEFA goes, any club that wants to associate themselves transfers wise with the ESL will have a transfer ban listed on them and they're not allowed to do any business for the next 2 years or
So
something.
they're
straight.
always isolated.
I hope they do something like that.
They're always isolated.
Completely
And
isolate them
it's
from
just
football.
gonna take coordinated.
No, it will take a coordinated effort, and I hope there will be a coordinated effort. And I think we just need to go to chat for a little bit. And SK said Kane can't even break Shearer's record now. Dead player. Like how would you feel if you were Harry Kane and Spurs were just like, yeah, we're leaving the Premier League, we're leaving behind everything that we've built, everything that you've built as a Premier League player. We're just leaving that. We're done. How would you feel?
The records mean shit then.
Yeah, records don't mean shit. We're gonna make new records in the ESL. Don't worry, boys.
That's very true.
But like, that's just so disrespectful.
Nothing too new, but United shares are constantly rising now,
Yep. It's rising like a madman.
which is what they want. Like I said, they
Exactly.
don't care about the fans. They said they don't care about the fans anonymously, and they only want max revenues as a first priority.
Exactly. And Ty even said, "Nah, we're taking to the stream. Take their trophies. Take Messi and Ronaldo's bandos. Give them to Vardy.
Yeah.
Do it. Just take
They
it."
need to hit
Yeah.
with everything they've got.
So SK just said every club will eventually get on board. Football is carried by 15 teams, and being on their bad side won't help small clubs. But it kind of will. That's the thing. If you're on their bad side, then you're not. Then you're in the good eyes of football in general, because almost every football fan is opposed to the ESL. So let
Like,
those
what is
15
the
teams
tip
be
of-
individuals. Yeah.
What, 3 spots or 5 spots?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
who's
know.
that gonna benefit really?
It's going to benefit
Not
no
many.
one doing
Yeah.
this. So
Hey, look at Leeds. Leeds are my team, by the way. Now, if anyone wants to know, it's no shock. They were my team anyways, but they're now my team. Leeds are now my team.
exactly, this is such a joke, and I generally don't think that football is carried by these 15 teams. I think that's pushing a little bit, and that's only due to the fact that so many supporters
Yeah,
are
because
not
they
going
have
to
so
be
many
lost.
supporters, and like,
I don't know, hey? Because I just think the brand exposure these teams has drives a lot of things. It drives the sponsorships and all of that. So all the money is not going to flock to the Super League. It's not much in that situation that I feel fans can do. You know,
And
like we
that's
can
why it has to be
shine.
kind of a boycott from the fans. It has to be some kind of effort
the
to
fans,
say
the
we're not
fans
watching
and
this.
players and managers are the only people who can stop this now.
Yeah,
That's it.
the clubs have set
We,
their
we, they're
ambitions. That's done.
advantage, and we have let them off the hook time and time again. So if we let them off the hook again, they're just gonna get what they want, and we're just gonna have to deal with it.
Exactly.
We can't unite to get the Glazers out. You know,
That's what I'm saying, bro. So
we can't do that.
like last year, every time before we had face games, whatever, we had the Glazers out thing there, and nothing could happen. The fans couldn't unite. We couldn't even get the Glazers out. Who's saying that we can now end a Super League that has invested billions and billions of pounds in it?
Exactly. And
The begging that they'll get over it.
with like this Premier League season, I think something that we all have to admit is that a lot of these smaller teams have gotten so many more fans. I think that's a big thing we have to look at now. Like Villa, they went from relegation to being a really top class team that's challenging top half and challenging Europe, I believe, right now. I think they're like ninth or something. They're not far off that 7th place spot. And you're going to look at teams like Wolves that came from nowhere. They don't have the richest history, but they have a pretty dedicated fan base because of what they did in the Championship to get up to the Premier League again and solidify themselves as a Premier League team. The same can be said for Leeds. As much as Leeds has a rich history, the recent year has brought so many players and fans onto Leeds' side. Yeah, exactly. There has to be the impact of what this season and previous seasons have. Like, who knew who Sheffield United was before they rose into the Premier League? I can tell you one thing right now. All of us are all still fans of them. We all still love them and we want them to do well. But we didn't know who they were as clubs. And I can tell you right now, I was cheering harder than them at stages for what I was doing at United at stages.
Very true.
And That's my one issue with going with the 15 teams carry world football. I think a lot of teams have grown.
I get you,
Yeah.
but then how many people do you think would be so engaged in the Premier League without those top six? Let's say.
There's definitely
'Cause I
going to be a
feel
drop,
like-
but I'm hoping.
I feel like they drive the commercial exposure of the Premier League.
to an
No,
extent,
they do,
It's
100%.
not
100%. They do.
fair.
But
It's
what we
definitely
hope
so.
is that they don't drive the Super League when it does get created. You know, we're not saying make the Premier League, you know, stay consistent with the viewership and trafficking. It's just kill the Super League. You know, if you're a fan of United or any one of those teams that compete, boycott it. Don't watch it because screw them. And then hopefully one day they learn.
Yeah.
Mateus Click from Leeds just posted
You already said.
something saying created by the poor, stolen by the rich. Just a picture.
Yeah, that one. I
Leeds
love that
United,
picture.
yeah.
It's perfect.
And
There are
there's
so
lots
many
of,
big fans. Sorry?
I'm gonna catch up on chat. So
Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying.
Ethan, every football fan and even the FAs are against it. Sure, they're against it because they don't get a cut, but it's also the fact that it affects more than just them. It affects the whole pyramid.
Yep.
And then Marcus says Leeds, Villa, Everton all used to be big teams. They did. Leicester have a lot of fans. They do. Ty
Newcastle
says,
has a
what
lot of
if
fans. I think that's
Newcastle?
a good example as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. So what if
Newcastle have
Newcastle
been
get
shit
taken
for a
over now? Do they get to be the 13th team because they're rich now? Exactly. That's the problem. And then Ethan says, and did you see that Chelsea pre-match conference was stopped after one question when they asked Tuchel about the ESL? I didn't see it got stopped, but I did say Tuchel said he's here to compete in the toughest competitions, and that's exactly what he's going to do here. And
I think he
then,
hear himself clearly.
yeah.
I don't even
Prob-
know what, but then
People overestimate how many fans big teams have. Marcus says, Ethan says, bro, even Nottingham Forest have more European history than some of these in the ESL and in the bloody championship. That's exactly what we are saying. We said City, Spurs, Arsenal never won a Champions League in their lives, but they somehow
Exactly.
in the European Super League. So, you know, it's very weird. These 12 teams don't account for 3.5 billion people. What about championship fans? Exactly.
wait, did Porto reject an invitation?
I don't know.
I think so.
Did they?
I think so.
Because that's
what I'm reading this
great.
down.
Because Portuguese football's massive, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm
Ethan
glad
says
that
championship don't. Ethan says championship don't even have 12 teams, but they still have fans around abroad. Some of them even more loyal than the Big 12. It's true because well, not to slate anyone, but you know someone, I know someone, we know a lot of people locally, in South Africa, who one day they were a United supporter, the next day they were a City supporter, and now all of a sudden they're PSG supporters. So it's nothing new. So the smaller teams 100% have a way more loyal fan base than these
That's true.
plastic 12 teams in the Super League.
True, that is true. But then what drives football? I feel like it's more the global fan base rather than the local fan base. I could be wrong, but I just feel like that's what it is, and I just fear whether or not that fan base can have a coordinated effort in trying to stop this.
Yeah.
Someone says, take me back to the time when there was a meltdown when we signed Digalo on loan, not this.
Exactly.
I'll take it back. I'll take back more years even.
Yeah, exactly.
United I just see United put out a tweet now.
Yeah.
Just nothing about the Super League or whatever. Just the normal bullshit from United Twitter. A roundup of the next 7 days at Manchester United. The week ahead.
Yeah. So.
They specialize in deflecting.
Yeah.
Best
So Ty asked, so give us a scoop. Who you guys are going to support after United? I think Shawnee's is fairly obvious. So who are we going from Shawnee?
Leeds, in case you didn't hear when I said it. Leeds.
So
not even
who are you going to support after United?
I haven't even thought of that. Jeez, my life.
It's hard because I say Leeds now, but when Bielsa's gone, I'm like, ish, that's tough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is like Wolves? Maybe. What is like Wolves?
Yo, you're gonna be watching dead.
I don't mind that football.
Oh.
Counter.
Oh no. Oh, it's a joke.
433 also just tweeted out saying Bruno speaks out dreams cannot be bought. Yeah.
I may just go straight into Germany. I may just forgo the Premier League altogether.
True.
I may just go straight abroad. I don't know. I may just become a full-time Frankfurt or Leipzig fan.
What I would like, it'll probably never happen because of the money in the Super League. But what I would like is if they can carry on with the Super League, United gets relegated, whatever, never allowed back in England or whatever
Yeah.
nonsense they do. But what I would love is the players of these clubs to leave them and go to like the Leeds. Like imagine Rashford
hope
could get
so.
Leeds. I mean,
Exactly.
Leeds could get Rashford, and I'll be like, oh, now just feel like Sporting get Bruno back, things like
Exactly.
that. I want the players to leave,
I want the players to show that they're more valuable. I want
the players to be like, you know what, you're gonna offer me $1 billion, but
Yeah, I'm telling
this
you.
is not the sport I literally spent my whole life perfecting. I'm not gonna be a puppet to the American and global
I hope so.
world. I want to be, part of the culture. So
We have
you
mixed
can only really
impressions.
hope of players like Bruno, players like Rashford. Really, at United, is there really anyone else? I can't name one other United
Greenwood
player in
should
that
be
team.
involved. I think Greenwood wants to.
I would say Greenwood should be involved, but if Greenwood is 19 and you offer him that much amount of money and the headlines, I don't think
know.
Greenwood would
I think
necessarily
he
say
has
no.
some pride, just a little bit, some pride in the back.
Maybe Greenwood, maybe Rashford. But I don't think all those players would do that. Like I just
Because
think
Pogba's
people
going
tend.
for sure. I can tell you that for free. Pogba's going to the European Super
Pogba
League.
will 100% love the
De
Super
Gea
League.
is going to go. Maybe Dino will
I
stay.
see a lot of people being okay with this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be as well, and I don't like that because it's very much foregoing a lot of their roots. Like Rashford has to stand up because he's the one who came from a poor area of England who struggled to get his lunch meals. He's literally the poster boy of everything that stands against right now. He needs to stand up right now. We need Rashford. I'm being dead serious. We need Rashford right
We
now.
literally need Rashford to step up. Bruno has stepped up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bruno's already getting sworn in.
Probably. He probably
So
is.
supposedly Tuchel was asked about Chelsea's inclusion in the Europa Super League, and then he just says, "I trust my club." That's it.
Okay.
That's all he said. I trust my club.
Yeah, ne? Let's all go support Dortmund. They're nice kids.
They have it. That's not a bad idea, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not. I did say I've always liked
Bundesliga fan channel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, what the worst thing about this? Lots of people like Mark even said, if United get relegated or got put all the way to the bottom division, and our morals were still there, we could support them and watch them. But then I'm thinking, how are we gonna watch them? It would be easy for us to watch them, but hopefully we'd find a way.
We'll find some streams. Don't worry. Okay, so just catch up on chat a little bit, yeah. The ESL don't care about loyal fans, they're targeting casual fans to make up most of the viewers. And yeah, that's exactly it, SK.
If we did get relegated, I don't think they would play them. I think the owners just say, okay, fine, they were not going to please it.
Yeah, I hope they do that. I hope they go, cool, we're done with the Premier League then. Screw you, screw Heritage, screw everything that's covers. Then I can bury them peacefully and let go of them. I would much rather that. Make it a clean break.
I don't know. I feel like there has to be a solution here because I feel like who really wins in that situation?
I want to go back. Did we talk about SK's one? Because SK's one I talk about in general a lot. Where it says the ESL don't care about the loyal fans. They're targeting the casual fans. I 100% agree with that. Because the amount of times I tell people, I'm not going to mention names. They know who they are. They're watching. But the amount of times I tell them like, give this guy time, do this, don't worry, the Glazers will buy you Sancho. I'm like, listen, dude, no disrespect. You are casual. You don't know what goes on. You don't like the reality of the situation. I just told you what will happen to United. Wow, reality check. Look what's happening to Manchester United. Not like I told you a few years ago that was going to happen. But the casual fans, I'm not saying they're a problem. Obviously not. They're one of the big reasons that make football as big as it is. It's the one of the reasons why it's so popular. But
they're definitely going to rely on
it. The casual fans is probably the biggest reason why we can't get people like the Glazers out, or we can't stop the UEFA Super League, because there's just too many casual fans who don't give a shit about the history of clubs, what will happen, morals. They just couldn't be asked. They would love the idea to say best teams in the world, best players in the world. Let's just play it. Screw everything else. The casual fans don't like watching Leeds versus Southampton, whereas us, you would go mad for Leeds versus Southampton. So
exactly. There's a lot of class football out there. It's just when you're a casual fan, you're not looking for it because you're happy and content being where you are, and that's a fair opinion to have. but I do think there's a lot more to football.
But
than
yeah,
just
anyways, you can catch up
predictions.
on chat. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
trying to see where you were.
Yeah, so Ethan said he's stuck between Dortmund and Wolves. So Malota, you got to follow
Dortmund's a
that.
good shot. Can't lie. Dortmund's a good shot.
May just go
Dortmund
We're
Bundesliga.
at your
is
Dortmund.
You straight up may just go Bundesliga, boys. It's as simple as that.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus
Just
said
Bundesliga
he
Bundesliga
support
will be
Villa.
Yeah, at least we'll be morally honest.
Yeah, exactly. Go
and
yellow
it's,
ball. Let's
it's
go.
good for
Yeah.
The ESL will still get billions of views regardless of the protests. Probably. That's the sad part.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that won't be the reality, but it's very much just hope. It's all hope. Oh, Mark said it's Villa or Leeds. There we go. Nish
both
asks
matches,
if players are going to take pay cuts. Probably not. It's only those few like Bruno and Rashford that I can think of off the top of my head that are going to take pay cuts. I'd expect someone like Mane and Salah to step up because again, those guys are the type of guys to stand
Liverpool
against
players.
us, especially Mane.
Yeah, you would think Liverpool plays. Like, surely
Liverpool
Liverpool
players are
plays.
not.
Come. Like, there's
Hendo, I
never
need
a time
Henderson
I would
step up.
like you guys to rely on you more than that. Please. Like, I'm begging. Do
Exactly.
something.
I want Jordan Henderson to stand up and just go, all of us are against this. Like that would make everything so much better. But again,
Yeah.
we're hoping. Yeah, we're very much hoping. Liverpool is a club for the people, and if anything, they got to act like it as well. So, yeah, doubt it. Mark says going to be a bit war for players. But yeah, again, we don't know how the transfers is going to work. How is it going to be a draft system? Are we going to have access to any of the players that aren't in the Super
Because
League?
in theory, if the way it works currently, only the teams in the Super League can only get players in the Super League.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
shouldn't be able to get
They
someone
shouldn't.
like Grealish, because
Oh,
unless
100%.
Grealish terminates his UEFA contract.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unless players leave UEFA and FIFA regulations, whatever those are, it should be cut and dry. This is it. We're not letting you transfer anyone
To
in
let,
from
probably let
anyone.
the contracts run down or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I'm hoping.
Oh.
Yeah, and if they let the contracts run down, then yeah, then they're in for the money, and then I think true colors are revealed even more. Players could walk out and mutually terminate their contracts. Imagine a Super League where teams are made of only mercenaries. Plus, what happens if Pep and Klopp walk? Which managers could replace them? It's a fantastic point, I think, as well.
That's what we want, though. Like,
yeah,
I doubt Pep, but
Klopp said
I
he
would
would
love
walk.
exactly. I
when it
would
was brought up
love
the first
Klopp to walk out and
I
then
think that both will.
manage a Premier League team.
Yeah,
I
Do
don't
you think
see.
Pep will walk?
I
don't
respect
know.
wants the
them
Champions League
enough to
so
think that-
bad. I think he wants a part of the Champions League still.
I think these managers respect football. You know. I think
And you know
most
what?
of them won't
If
be
big
able-
managers walk, the ESL's quality of football drops.
100%.
That's the big
yeah,
thing.
100%.
If we
yeah.
see Klopp,
Like, if you see, like, no
Pep
disrespect to
walking,
Oli,
yeah.
everyone knows I'm Oli out, but if you see Oli and Tuchel football every week, you can have fun.
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
you can actually have fun. I don't care, you're a big team, that football is.
But you know
I
what?
think
If
I
say
think it's more the
Villa go
players
get
than
Pep,
just-
Villa go get Pep,
Exactly.
for example, you know Villa's going to be a fantastic team for the next 5 years. You know that you
just-
can actually watch them. You know?
I think it's more on the players than the managers.
Yeah,
Because
it
I think
definitely is.
I think Eddie Howe in charge of Man City still be good football. You know.
Yeah, it'd still be decent, but again, it still wouldn't be something that a lot of us would want to watch at the end of the day. There's not many managers out in the world of football that could replace them, though. Top class managers leaving is a detriment to everything here. I hope players walk out, you and me both, Marcus. I don't think they'll be excluded from the Premier League, while all the threats right now are saying that they are going to be excluded from everything else. It's going to be
It's the best
ESL
league in the
broke.
world. That's why I'm not surprised people like Barca and Madrid saying, yeah, let's do this because our league is dead anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
That's why.
It makes sense for them to do it, but for the
Only
Premier
piece of
League,
fun.
oh,
but the Premier League teams agreeing to it. I am like,
yeah, it's
come
disgusting.
on, you literally have the best league in the world.
Actually,
It's not-
Ty, you brought up a fantastic point. I'm supporting Norwich next. Next year's our year. I agree.
Yeah, Clayton and I can have the. Clayton
I
and I
will
can
be
have the
there. I am
rivalry.
a Canary
Yeah, we can have the
supporter.
rivalry. Yeah.
We'll go have some fun with that. I'm definitely
Exactly.
supporting them next season.
Clayton's been saying it.
Exactly. I love Norwich. They are great. I love them. I'm expecting Hendo, Mane, Salah, Robbo, and Trent to make speeches. Yeah, that's fair. I think most of that Liverpool squad should be. Especially the UK boys. I think a lot of the UK boys, like Trent, like Henderson, are going to make something be said. And obviously, our African comrades in Mane and Salah, I think just know the value of football to us as Africans and know that not everybody can afford to go to like a Singapore to go watch the game and go travel around the country. And it's just very hard for a lot of Africans to even just watch the games. Never mind now have to purchase a new subscription through Disney Plus
It's
and
true,
all the
exactly.
shit.
Because like, if you think about like, well, yeah, locally at South Africa, it's like, how many people can watch it because DSTV shows it. But
Exactly.
if rights are only going to be sold to the Super League to like Amazon Prime,
And
Disney,
and shit.
you'll
Basically,
lose.
You're gonna
It'll
lose
Yeah,
probably
big,
involve people
big
like
section.
DSTV and multi-choice.
I will sway DSTV. Can't lie. I will sway DSTV. I don't blame them, but I'll sway.
Yeah. I don't
I'll
blame
do
them,
it.
but also them. I'll be 100%.
They will do it. For them, the bottom line will be money.
Yeah.
Exactly. If Ali doesn't walk, I'm going to be mad too. Yeah, I think Ali has to walk. As much as I don't like Ali as a manager, he is a United man through and through, and
He'd be a hypocrite.
he has to. Yeah, he'll be
It'll
a
be the
full
biggest
hypocrite.
hypocrite. Yeah.
I
Everything he
will
stands for.
slate him forever if he doesn't walk. I think he'll get a lot of hate from every United fan because he's
The man who
United
scored arguably the best Champions League goal of all time
Yep.
doesn't walk.
to win us the treble, and he doesn't walk, and he supports this conglomerate of greed.
I don't even know when our press con. I don't know what's going to happen now. Like, what
I don't
happens to
either.
press conferences?
I
What
don't know what's
happens
going to
to
happen with this Leeds game
games
either.
today? Exactly.
I really don't. Because are Liverpool even going to turn out? Because if I'm Liverpool and I'm a player, I'm going to say
Some
we're not even
some
going on the
people
bus.
saying that they will turn out because
Professional.
they're professional. But some people are saying Leeds shouldn't play them. Leeds should just sit on the side and be like, screw
Oh
it.
no, I want Leeds to smack them. I want Leeds to smack them for 6.
I want Leeds to smack them as well. But the last thing I also want is Liverpool.
But I properly want Liverpool players to be like, I'm not for this. This is us taking a stand against this. We're literally not even going to go. We're going to lose by 4
It'll be
points.
cowardly if I see Liverpool players come out today and play like everything's normal.
Yeah, exactly.
I would expect something, something.
Eddie Howe going to Tottenham apparently. SK
Oh God.
saying
Oh God.
could see it happening. Eddie Howe's a good manager. He should be in a job by now. So fair play.
Is he
to
going to
him.
Tottenham?
Apparently, that's what SK said.
Oh,
To be fair,
that's gonna be
Barca are in crap ton of debt, so this makes sense for them. But the rest, it's pathetic. Just about, yeah, because everyone else is in a shit ton of profit. That's for sure. Tottenham, United, us, and Liverpool are all deep in debt. This solves that. We're not that deep into debt. Neither is Liverpool. Liverpool dug
But the
themselves
money
out
we
hole,
get,
yeah.
we can get out of debt.
Oh yeah, the money. We're barely in debt though. I'm pretty
I
sure.
think we're like in 600 million.
Yeah,
Barcelona.
like this clears our debt easily. And again, it was on our owners for creating that debt in the first place. So it's annoying. But yeah, it does solve the debt issues and it makes it a lot more profitable for them, I guess. But it's still not morally okay, and I don't think a lot of fans will accept it's to clear the debt, because we could have cleared the debt. We shouldn't have debt in the first place, because COVID didn't affect us negatively much as United. Smaller clubs, yeah, I'll understand. Like Wigan are going down financially, and we're doing nothing to support the football pyramid. But you know what? This is for the betterment of all football everywhere, apparently. So I don't know how this is going to impact anyone else. So basically, we're not winning a trophy for the next 10 years now. I don't know. I really don't know. It depends how the transfer policy works. Because if the transfer policy is that they're not, it's hands off. Yeah.
Supposedly Cancelo has spoken out again. Same thing that Bruno did. It just he said something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna finish number 12 of the year, but it won't matter.
I think
financially good.
Exactly. I think if we get transfers and free reign over just the world of football, and everyone wants to play in the ESL because it's obviously going to be the biggest league, everybody's going to want to play in it just for the spotlight to be on them. Then we have a chance of winning because Manchester United are a big name. We're going to have a shit ton of cash to spend. I feel
Assuming they still spend it as well.
Yeah, that's
like,
also
who's saying the Glazers
if we
will
don't
never
spend any money and we have free reign, I'm just going to hate this cup even more.
And then Ethan says, to be fair, United and Liverpool's debt aren't as bad. Yeah,
exactly.
But,
and Arsenal and
we
Tottenham
can
took out their loans as well last season or this season. I can't remember.
Liverpool's debt is only around 200 million. United make enough cash to actually cover the debt. That's true. We do make. We've spoken about it every season. We speak about that.
I feel like Liverpool have made enough to cover up their debt because they haven't been buying players recently, and they're just to cover up their debt this season. That's what the season was for them. So,
what Ethan said, I agree with. Me and Marcus spoke about.
Yeah.
Portuguese players can't be bought, lads. If Ronaldo and Messi speak up, hopefully in brackets, then it's really ropes. Then because there are certain players bigger than the club, and those players are Messi, Ronaldo. Some might not like it, but Paul Pogba. Pogba probably won't speak up. Though. I would love Paul Pogba to say something. I would
if he
love
does,
it.
I will forgive him for all his treachery. I will forgive him for all his treachery
So,
against United.
The Leipzig CEO
Yeah.
said something. We are advocates of sporting competition, and sporting competition in professional football means fighting to achieve a position in the domestic league table that allows the team to take part in their international competition. For us, changing this is absolutely out of the question. We reject any plans to establish a Super League. So basically, the German league, Bundesliga, is not going to change. Nothing's going to change there. They are all 100% on board on screwing the Super League, and they will stand by their morals. They will stand by the Champions League, and nothing will change. So you're not, as much as it was a farm, we call it Farmers League, but if this carries on, they're the best league in the world. They're the best league in the world, because that means I don't know if any French league teams have accepted to it, but like what other French league team will get invited?
Yeah, so any
to it other
PSG that's
than-
going to be invited, 100%.
Exactly.
PSG
So
Like,
PSG
as a Basel fan,
said
it
no.
feels-
So
feel so betrayed by John Laporte, honestly. Like, after all the talk of taking Basel back to its rightful place and respecting the history, then he goes around and does this. Just
it's so disrespectful. Again, I can't get over
the Jonathan, I don't know if you guys know, but Jonathan Schrager, that guy who always posts like United articles and leaks the teams early, he says the people's game are ass.
Yep.
You know, people are close towards the club as well won't be happy with this.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work for them. I don't know how they're going to survive right now. Because I'm certain right now Ellen Road's going to be filled to the brim with people protesting this. They are not going to let this go down easily. And it's definitely going to be brought up in the commentary and stuff. Like, if I had to turn on Supersport now, I'm pretty sure we'd hear a lot about it right now.
Mark says I'd rather see United bankrupt and starting again from the National League.
Yep.
Rather than being, Mark Goldrich, rather being run by these parasites, anything to get our club back. And I think that's the only one way I really can look at United in the normal way, is that if the guy like Ed Woodward, the Glazers leave, because clearly the players, they can't do much. They can't speak out, and I would love them to speak out. But if the players are there and we have to start all the way in the National League and we get new owners and new board members, then I'd be like, we didn't lose our club. We accepted our forfeit, which is to be put right at the bottom, and it'll take us 10 years to get back to where we are, but I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the word United of Manchester, isn't there a club called United of Manchester?
Yes. I actually know about that only because I learned about that very recently. The original United, some people say, is that club.
Apparently, there was like a split between the board members of the club or something like that. And that's how it was formed.
That's ridiculous.
Or something along those lines.
But everything is just a mess now, to say the least. And let me go check my Twitter, because I haven't checked that in a minute. Let me go see it.
I'm also just checking Twitter.
Yeah.
There's one guy out from us also says, what's the point in Leeds, Liverpool, and Liverpool playing tonight? Liverpool can fight the top four, so Leeds can feel demeaned by a team that's undermined their existence, and other 85 teams in the football pyramid.
Exactly. It's an absolute joke right now. Oh yeah, and if you guys haven't already, please do go onto your socials. Just say no to the European Super League. Try counter all those bots, because there are a lot of bots out there.
Supposedly, breaking news: all Super League clubs will be out of the FIFA video game franchise starting 2022.
That's a lot of money as well. Those rights are expensive. They're losing a lot.
But I'm pretty sure they're prepared for all of this. I don't like.
There's a video going out saying that there's a duo of United fans now in front of Old Trafford saying "created by the poor, stolen by the rich."
Yeah.
I applaud that, because I really didn't expect United fans to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad United fans are standing up outside the club as well. It's just, I think the talk of the town now has to be that Leeds Liverpool game. Because when is it? It's in a few hours, I'm assuming. I actually don't know what time it is. I'm assuming tonight. Yeah, 9 o'clock tonight.
And the irony is I was looking forward to that game.
I was very much looking forward to that game. And
now this game is football and after.
This game is absolutely meaningless now.
It's turned football upside down.
It has.
It's the equivalent of a military coup. Why do coups happen? Because the military feels the arms to do it. These clubs feel like they have the money to do it.
Exactly.
Liam Gallagher says the Super League stuff is really scary. It has to be stopped. It's enough to drive a sober person to drink large amounts of alcohol.
Yeah, actually, there should have been a drunk stream, let's be honest, boys. This is quite the news. I think the one time that it should have been a drunk live stream. But yeah, I'm glad some United fans are actually standing up outside the grounds. I think it's nice to see that as well from more than just Liverpool fans. So I'm very glad about that. But just the rich history of United is just being thrown in the dust. And all of us as United fans, I don't think we can get behind this. I don't think
I'm checking
any
all the
sort of
other
footage or
fan
any of it.
channels because
Yeah.
I see the United channel go, I think, live in full all this afternoon.
Yeah.
Obviously, troops from the Arsenal guys, they live. Stephen Olsen,
Yeah.
he said 5 reasons why football is dead. Bartomeu, on the 28th of October 2020, I can announce extraordinary news. Yesterday, we accepted the requirement to participate in a future European Super League that will guarantee the economic stability of the club.
How though? It's just throwing money at the problem, and I just like it. So Marcus in the chat said, "Pog, I'm sorry for all the videos I made. It's beautiful. We need that live call in. Well, the comment section's enough for now. We'll get there one day, especially if we carry on this way. United fans are weak. Well, they are showing some kind of strength now, so slight disagreement now since the news come out. But I do agree we could have done a bit more. And I think a lot of our fans are more so casual fans as well, so they wouldn't be too affected by this. They just see the headlights.
Stefan, who's the president of UEFA, says these are so-called big clubs. It is clear that the big clubs of today were not always big clubs. Juventus were in Serie B. Man United before Sir Alex Ferguson was I don't know where. We will do the sanctions we can do within the law, of course.
Okay.
So basically, the UEFA president is just ripping apart the owners and these teams left, right, and center, which is true. Because like us after Fergie and before Fergie, we were like,
yeah, exactly.
We were that.
We had moments before Fergie, but we were never as that dominant team that Fergie made us. And that history is thrown out the window now.
I would like to know what Ollie sexuals have to say as well about Ollie. Like, what do they expect Ollie to do?
Oh yeah, Ty brings up a good point here that I actually felt a little bit as well last night. Does anybody want my copy of FIFA? I can't play anymore. Last night, I'm not gonna lie, I launched Dream League Soccer because we started playing it, and like I played one game. I was like, I can't.
I really soccer is a low key. It's a super league.
It's literally a super league. Actually. Again, like I just launched the game. I played one game, and I was just straight up like, I can't.
Irony is also Dream League has rights.
Mad.
But I started to see the link ups.
Dream League to take over FIFA's best. Rip football, I'm disgusted that sport now is all about money and not about enjoyment or passion of sport. That's exactly it. Simple as that. It's not about any money.
Do you guys think there's any way to have a compromise? Is there any world where we have a super league and everything and it works, it functions properly? Or it's just that
I think it's too much, in my opinion.
We can never achieve.
I think because you're going to be playing domestic cups, so English teams are going to play in FA Cup, Carabao Cup. They're going to be playing in the what's the other cup called that Arsenal won last season? If they obviously win the FA Cup or win the Premier League, that cup, the Community Shield, that's it. It's another trophy, and then you're going to have Champions League or Europa League, and then you're also going to have your general Premier League games. That's a lot of games, and we're already playing on such a short schedule because of COVID. I don't think we can balance it correctly. I think we'll be so far from it, and I think the Champions League is more than suitable enough as a replacement. I don't know if that's just me saying that, but the Champions League is that. It's a league. It literally starts off in group stages. I don't know why we're trying to replace it with something else.
So Arsenal's president.
Just devil's advocate here. How do you guys feel if, let's say, the compromise is that UEFA and these lads work together and the Champions League is scrapped? And
No, because then
I
again, it's the
just
same
don't know, because it's still about the money, though.
Yeah.
It's still all about the money.
It's about the money and
It's not
foregoing the
about
heritage.
the culture, you know? They need to make a decision based on the culture and the background.
Especially as United fans.
true, but I feel like
Munich aid disaster meant
yes,
nothing then, also. That's the thing. Things like that have built what the cup is, turn to nothing. All those lives lost, all
I
the
get you,
triumphs, all the losses mean nothing if that happens.
obviously, I want this not to happen and everything to go back to normal. But you can't help but feel like maybe a compromise might have to reach somewhere because no one wins if the teams go out. You know,
I
or
feel
they
like the
get
only way
relegated.
to make it work is to
Okay,
do it in the
basically,
off season. Make it a pre-season thing.
I'd vouch for that. If there's an off season where international breaks are scrapped, I'll vouch for that.
Yeah, exactly. When there's no international breaks, once every so many years, like the Club Cup or whatever, the Club World Cup.
Like a club World Cup.
Like just every now and then you do it. But this wants to be a consistent week in, week out for the rest of
It'll die. It'll honestly die because eventually some people will find United.
Yeah.
Like this, they're just the Sheffield. They are modern Sheffield. They lose that big club feel.
Exactly. Because again, if Juve is suddenly shit or something, then what are they going to do? If they're the new Sheffield United of the European Super League, how's that going to work? Because there's no relegation. They can't just get rid of them. They can't just scrap it. How's it going to work? I really want to know. And as a founding team, if you get shit, you can just stay there and reap the rewards forever. There's no want nor indication that they're going to be playing good football week in, week out as well. So they're playing for the lols as much as possible.
Kroenke came out and said something, asked Arsenal's owner. He says he doesn't understand why all the fuss is happening. He believes that when it starts, fans around the world will gather together and thank the founders for this wonderful idea.
High and mighty.
Americans, if any of you are watching are American, I'm not going to put you in this category. But these American owners, oh my days. I absolutely despise them.
Yeah, because again, I don't care how entertaining your league is. I don't give one shit about how much the prize pool is at the end of every match. There's a history with football. There's a history with all of this stuff that's been improved over the years. I know our systems are perfect, but we're missing that, and it's disgusting seeing it. It's disgusting seeing things like the Munich disaster go into nothing. And I hate to keep on bringing it up, but because that's a massive part of us as United fans. That's what makes the Champions League so special to an extent. It's knowing that those lives lost didn't mean shit.
I see people also asking now who will approve transfers now in football. Is there any way they can ban transfers between
I hope so.
The Super League and non-Super League?
I would assume so because it's two separate entities going up against each other. So if UEFA just goes, we're not allowing any transfers, I think that's done and dusted, And if they do allow transfers, I would inflate the prices so heavy. I'll be like, one Jack Grealish, £1 billion. Thanks, let's go.
I shouldn't. I mean, I guess if you're part of the association, transfers are regulated according to a certain policy. If you move away from that, then I feel like they have all the right to ban you from.
Yeah, but I think they have all the right to ban them as well because they're not obliging with financial fair play. And that's the one thing that they've put in place. And no financial fair play is far from perfect, but it keeps teams from going under to an extent. I know it hasn't helped too much in a lot of stages, but it can put on transfer bans. And I think FFP may just add a new clause going, can't negotiate with the ESL. You just can't.
They'll have to choose. They'll choose. You're either going to play for this or you're going to play for us.
Yeah, you isolate them. So anything
we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to catch up a little bit of chat.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go into chat a little bit.
So Dinishi says, rest in peace football. I'm disgusted that sport now is all about money and not the enjoyment or passion of the sport. 100%. Dinish says, it's FC United of Manchester. Yep, that's exactly what it's called. That's the United club. It's like a United club. That's what it's called, the original one. The split away from United during the period of the Glazers were buying up shares. You lot will have to follow them in the Northern Premier League. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen.
That just reminded me now. Like, what about like the Scottish Giants? What about Rangers?
Yeah, they weren't invited.
They weren't invited.
Rangers weren't
invited. Those are probably some of the biggest clubs in history of football, and they weren't invited to this. That's just disrespectful. It's beyond disrespectful. And then Arsenal and Spurs get in,
Harry says David Moyes is the best coach in the Prem now. Technically.
Technically.
Nuno Jones, coach.
Ah,
Sean
yeah.
Dykes.
Bielsa.
Sean
Bielsa
Dykes.
will
It's
shoot.
Bielsa, yeah. It's Bielsa. It's really,
How long has Sean
Bielsa.
Dykes been here? 40 points every season, surviving.
It's fine. You can go support
What's
Burnley.
his name?
Milton,
Anyhow,
we'll back
gone.
you. We'll back you, Milton. It's okay.
Sefrin will, Fabrizio just tweeted, Sefrin will meet with legals to decide about sanctions for the clubs involved in the UEFA Champions League and Europa League this season, i.e. United, Madrid, Arsenal, and who else? Sid, those four.
What? They're on the Champions League.
Champions League and Europa League, yeah.
Yeah. So
We will try to use all the sanctions against the Super League clubs as soon as possible.
Yeah.
They have not been banned from our competitions. There's two. Oh, wait. As soon as possible, they have to be banned. Sorry, they have to be banned from all our competitions.
So it sounds like it's less of a threat now. It sounds like it's going to be a guarantee now.
Yeah. So basically, the UEFA president is saying that anyone's in the Super League, you won't play in our competition if you're in it, and neither will the players.
That's just, it's deserved. I'm fully behind that. Isolate them. Mark said Leicester's first in the league. Yep. Leicester to win the title again.
Shifrin also says, how can you see all your fans protesting and not care? I've had enough that football clubs are assets. That they clubs want more and more and more.
Exactly.
So let's bet on Leicester and Brightway.
Leicester to win the league.
I think it's a bit
500 to 1 odds.
It's rather than bet now, technicalities. They have to pay you up.
What does it say in your bylaws about Super Leagues? Breaking away of teams. I don't see it.
Yeah, so I forgot about that. I sent the message on the WhatsApp chat about that there's apparently a Premier League rule that says they cannot join any other competition without the Premier League's consent.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is.
So I don't know how they're going to enforce that per se, because they've just clearly just gone, we're out, screw this. So I don't know how they're going to do this correctly.
The only way I guess they get around that is not being part of it.
Yeah, and if they're out of the Premier League, which is something they don't want very clearly, I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't know.
I feel like this will play the leagues thing just for you, honestly, because when these plans came out originally, 3 years ago or so, the plan was out. Making new league.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Preach more.
So I feel like this is just. I don't even know if I can call that compromise, but I feel like it is that.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah. How would you guys feel if the Super League was literally like the Premier League, but the Super League had all the best teams in the world, and the second division had like the second best team in the world, and that's just how they ran.
That's how it's going to
be. So it's basically like Dreamweek Soccer.
It's weird.
So like, I don't know, let's say a team like Ajax will be in second division, but not the Super League division.
Yeah, if they incorporated into the football ladder, and this was just
so
like
there's
the highest
still
point
hope,
of
So like Leeds would be maybe in Division 4.
I would 100% back it.
I feel like that could be the next compromise.
But right now, it's just an elitist little bubble that's above football, and to put themselves.
And that's not what we want.
Exactly.
We want the rightful teams to be in the rightful position.
Exactly. That's the thing about it as well. And
and it will still make them the money as well. So.
It will still make them the money if you just.
Because then I would watch. I would love to watch United get smacked in the Super League and be in
relegation. I would like
to just show that we are not the top 20 teams in the world.
See exactly.
We are the 21st team in the world.
Just
so a league system, just with literally all the teams in the world.
Yeah, just like use Champions League seedings as an example, Champions League and Europa League seedings, and build divisions off that, and then you can climb the football. An all-inclusive football pyramid. Like that sounds a lot better than what they're doing here, which is literally just a bubble of 15 to 20 teams.
And supposedly now there's Tottenham fans gathering around the Tottenham Hotspur training ground with signs saying "Say no to the Super League."
Yeah,
that's
good. And Chad's talking about how this idea is actually pretty old, and Wenger and Van Gaal all talked about it before. But yeah, like
it's always been floating around this.
So Van Gaal's point was only champions in the Champions League should be able to get into something like this. And yeah, that's exactly what I would want from this. I would want to see only the best of the best make it into this. Like the disrespect to all the leagues right now is immense. Like what are you doing about the Dutch league? Ajax is a massive club. What are you doing about the Portuguese league? Because Porto turned you down. Porto just snubbed you. Sporting are looking dominant, and they're not going to be playing. City is fair, I guess, but they aren't a European giant nonetheless. They shouldn't quite be involved in this. And neither are Arsenal nor Spurs. So I don't know what this is. It's literally just a cash grab. If this was a fair play system that everyone had access to, I would be a lot more for this. But this is just an elitist little bubble that are just trying to keep cash flowing into their pockets. And that's the issue with the system.
It's not about developing of football at all.
Yes, this is not about the development of football. If this is about the development of football, we would have been breaking some ground instead of creating our own league that's elitist as all hell.
Yeah.
And that's just where it is right now. I do want to see reactions from players throughout the day, though. That's the big thing I want to see the rest of the day. I want to see more players saying stuff.
Because we're only going to get news like as they come. So probably what will happen on this channel, probably realistically, is that we'll have to see what happens with the Leeds Liverpool game today to see what happens with that. We'll have to see if teams unstop, because obviously if competitions still carry on, there will be a preview later on during the week, anyways.
Yeah.
The Leeds game will still be there, but we'll have to see what happens, you know. And we'll probably go live whenever things happen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad day in football.
Oh yeah, Podence also said something about it.
Yeah, so that's who everyone's been retweeting. That's who Bruno retweeted. That's who Cancelo retweeted.
Daniel Podence, well, he's out injured. He's doing that. So yeah, I want more reactions right now. I want people standing up against this, because a lot of footballers are the same mindset as all of us right now, all of the fans, in saying that football is not something you can just buy. It's more than that. It's about the passion, it's about the history. If you want a Super League, you do it right. You don't do it like this. That's the issue.
This is just literally for money. That's
This
all
is
this is for.
purely for money.
They're using big clubs to threaten the way football works just so they can get money.
Exactly. And it's just
So
disgusting.
the Leeds and Liverpool game is 9 o'clock CAT, which is in case other people are here. But yeah, it's 9 o'clock CAT.
1 now?
CAT.
Because they are saying so.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to see what happens there. I guess that will be a big indicator. I'm sure something will happen, you know?
Yeah. So
whether it be players refusing to play, whether it be a team not arriving, whether the game just goes on like everything else is normal. But I'm pretty sure press conferences, interviews, everything like that will be surrounded with it.
Yeah.
It seems like there's like media crews now by all the stadiums like Old Trafford, Anfield, because
it's the biggest
that banner
right now.
by Old Trafford, the banner by Old Trafford is getting televised.
Yeah. It just.
But if things go back to normal, I hope this like teaches maybe the Premier League or something. There has to be some restructuring these owners have.
Yep.
It just can't stand, honestly.
I would love it to be the way
German system,
the German, exactly, the German system. 51% is the fans.
Yeah, like just a fan sport, you know. It should have always been like.
It really should, and it's just not okay.
It's similar in Spain, but then what we do is just oh my gosh. What happens there is that it's the president voted, but then the president seems to still have an enormous amount of power to do things.
Yeah.
Just so unacceptable.
The fans got to have some kind of say, and right now the fans are more than pissed. So the nation.
It looks like things have quieted down, though.
Yeah, it has for now. Let's see what happens for the rest of the day. I don't know about what's next. I don't know what the next set of plans is. I don't know. We're just going to figure it out as we go. And I don't know what's next. Simple as that. Danish said, Jins, I'm off. I work today. It's nice to interact with you guys on the live chats. Love you guys' content. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Hopefully we can keep it up. Who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly. Because right now, if United go into that Super League, it looks like it's curtains right now for a lot of
you guys mad at us for doing it just for the money?
Yeah, exactly.
3 months later, welcome to the first preview of the Super League.
Hey guys, listen, We're ready, but we're doing it solely for the content and for the numbers. But yes,
Ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe we transition to something else. I don't know. We'll have it.
yeah.
We'll
Well,
probably
we
have a
just have
talk
to
on
take
live
it.
chat.
We have to take it up as it comes, I guess.
Yeah. But in all honesty, I'm probably not going to watch another United game if this does go through. So I don't know what the future is.
Like if it's official and like United can't play any more Premier League games for the rest of the season, it's like.
Yep, I'm not going to touch
Done
it
out.
in football. On the honest opinion, as much as we can banter, we'll do it for the content. It probably won't happen at all. So we'll just have to see. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
So I think we've covered everything that's currently happening. I think UEFA's had their thing. Some players have spoken out.
We're just
some
waiting for more
managers.
info right now.
Yeah, we're just waiting for more info. So maybe we'll go live again, possibly later in the evening, maybe.
Yeah.
If if new information does come out. But yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, what else?
I think we've covered everything.
Sorry?
Anything else you want to say?
Not really, no. Maybe if any of this didn't happen, we could be talking about how much City's the quadruple, the treble, but then
Yeah, exactly.
it's relevant now, so yeah.
It's only relevant. What treble?
Exactly.
What treble?
It's all irrelevant at this point, and it looks like all of it was in vain. So we'll see what happens moving forward, and we'll update you guys as we get the information.
Then if you were new, do subscribe though. Smash a like, comment your thoughts below after the video goes, normal, like a normal video.
Exactly. As soon as the video gets published again, when the live.
You're unlisted, by the way. I know we're doing this on the live thing, but I think you might have
no, it's not unlisted just yet, but it will be.
No, but I'm saying, did you have that thing ticked?
I think so. We'll see.
Okay, otherwise people won't be able to watch this, but that's fine.
I'm pretty sure we're good. I'll double check quick before we finish anything.
Yeah.
I
don't even know if you can pick it up. But,
I'm just looking.
Any
details. I'm pretty sure it does, but yeah.
I feel so sorry. Like I'm just looking at this picture. There's literally just there's 2 fans at Old Trafford alone.
Yeah.
Respect.
Very sad.
If I lived in England, I would 100% do that.
Yeah, exactly.
We were there.
We need more. If anyone is listening from England or wherever, if your club is involved in this, you're not happy, please make your voices heard. Do whatever you can. Go to the stadiums if you want. Don't fight with each other. Just one common goal to end the Super League.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all we got as fans right now. We got to see what we can do to.
Not even as a Manchester United fan, but as a fan of football.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a Manchester United fan as it stands. My club does not exist as it stands.
Yep, it's as simple as that for a lot of us. So I think we can end off there.
Yeah,
with you guys.
Really
you have your thoughts?
Barca in and they bought out, and fans are pretty close to the crown. Must be an interesting argument for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know how the Barca fans feel. Moloto is a Barca fan, but he's not like a Barcelona Spanish fan, because they would probably think, hey, Super League is great, elite clubs, we are an elite team, La Liga is dead, so yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some Barca fan channels I'll watch, and maybe I'll let you know. But like,
we'll have more information when we go live later tonight. We'll try to go live later tonight again.
But yeah, I think that's it from us for now. And thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. And we'll try and keep you updated with some more live news as it breaks. So yeah. Say your goodbyes, boys. Let's go.
Goodbyes. Let's hope we get football back.
Exactly. Let's try to get football back, everyone.